Yesterday Anthropic quietly launched Claude Sonnet 5. It nearly matches Opus 4.8 performance. It is now the free default model for everyone on the platform. And it costs $2 per million tokens until August 31st. Here is what actually changed, and whether you should switch from whatever you are using now. On July 1, 2026, Anthropic released Claude Sonnet 5. This is not a minor update. The new Sonnet is described as the most capable Sonnet model ever released. It approaches Opus 4.8 performance, which until now was the top of the Claude lineup. What makes this unusual is not just the capability. It is what Anthropic did with the pricing and the default placement. Sonnet 5 is now the default model for every free user on Anthropic's platform. Not Sonnet 4.6. Not a limited version. Sonnet 5. Today. For free. Let me give you the precise numbers. SWE-bench, the gold standard agentic coding benchmark, measures how well a model can autonomously solve real software engineering problems. Claude Sonnet 4.6 scored 58.1% on SWE-bench. Claude Sonnet 5 scores 63.2%. That is a 5.1 percentage point improvement in one model generation. In a benchmark where even a 2-point improvement is significant, 5.1 is a meaningful jump. Context window, 1 million tokens. The same class as the frontier models. Available today on Anthropic directly, AWS Bedrock, Google Vertex AI, and Microsoft Azure. All 4 platforms simultaneously on day 1. And here is the number that changes the calculus for free users. $2 per million input tokens. Through August 31st, that is the introductory pricing. At $2 per million tokens, Sonnet 5 is cheaper to run than many models it outperforms. The performance question that matters most is, where does Sonnet 5 sit relative to the rest of the lineup? The answer is between Sonnet 4.6 and Opus 4.8, but significantly closer to Opus 4.8 than Sonnet 4.6 was. This matters because Opus 4.8 has been the ceiling of Claude's capability. The model you needed if you were doing complex multi-step reasoning, difficult coding tasks, or production-grade agentic work. Sonnet 5 approaches that ceiling at a fraction of the cost. For most real-world tasks, the gap between Sonnet 5 and Opus 4.8 may not be practically meaningful. Terminal bench. Multi-step reasoning. Extended context tasks. These are the areas where the Sonnet 5 improvement shows most clearly. The question every user should ask is simple: were you paying for Opus 4.8 because you needed the extra capability, or out of habit? For many workflows, Sonnet 5 is now the right answer. 3 categories of users. Practical guidance for each. Category 1, free users. You already have Sonnet 5. You do not need to do anything. Anthropic upgraded the free default. The model approaching Opus 4.8 performance is now what you get on a free plan. That is a significant upgrade with no action required. Category 2, Pro plan users who default to Sonnet 4.6. Switch to Sonnet 5. The benchmark improvement is real. The agentic coding improvement of 5.1 percentage points matters if you are using Claude for development work. The context window is identical. There is no reason to stay on Sonnet 4.6. Category 3, Opus 4.8 users. Test Sonnet 5 on your specific workloads before deciding. If your use case is at the hard edge of reasoning, complex multi-step problems, extended context synthesis, difficult research tasks, Opus 4.8 still has an edge. But if your use case is agentic coding, writing, or standard reasoning tasks, Sonnet May 5th give you 95% of the output at significantly lower cost. Run the test. Do not assume Opus 4.8 is always better for your workflow. This video's release context matters. $2 per million input tokens is not an accident of timing. Chinese open-weight models are available at $0, run locally. GPT 5.5 pricing from OpenAI has continued to compress. Google is competing aggressively on Gemini pricing across all tiers. The AI price war that started in early 2026 is now forcing every lab to compete on price as well as capability. Anthropic is positioning Sonnet 5 as the combination that matters, near Opus performance at well under Opus pricing. $2 per million is the introductory price through August 31st. Pay attention to what the price becomes after August 31st. That number will tell you whether Anthropic is holding the price war position or retreating to margin defense. But right now, $2 per million for a model at 63.2% SWE-bench, is a meaningful signal. The gap between what you pay for and what open-source alternatives provide is narrowing fast. Anthropic is betting that capability plus ecosystem, AWS, Azure, Vertex, justifies the cost over zero. That is a bet worth watching. Making the most capable mid-tier model the free default is not a charity decision. It is a distribution strategy. More free users on a more capable model means more users who discover the platform's value, and potentially convert to paid. More developers testing Sonnet 5 on Bedrock, Vertex, and Azure means more enterprise pipeline built on Anthropic's API. The $2 introductory price locks in usage before competitors respond. This is a market capture move as much as a product launch. The model is genuinely better. The strategy is also genuinely calculated. Both things are true at the same time. Subscribe for daily AI news in 2026. Comment, are you switching to Sonnet 5, or sticking with Opus 4.8 for your workflows? I want to know what the actual use case split looks like.